going on, guys? What's going on? Week 16, man. That was pretty crazy. NFL, pretty nuts. A lot of stuff happened, man. Where do we even begin, bro? I don't even know. There was so much that happened. We covered a little bit of the bigger games on Sunday night. But kind of want to go a little bit more in depth on what fully happened. Because this was a really important week. I Do you want to start with last night, Monday Night Football?
Sure, we can do that.
Okay. So yeah, Monday Night Football last night, 49ers gave some belt to Indianapolis on the road. I didn't think Philip Rivers had a terrible game. I didn't think he played terrible. He played actually pretty solid, except for that pick six there at the end. Um, but overall, um, Colts in shambles. Had one of the best starts, had the best start in the season, and they currently sit outside of playoff picture. They're not entirely eliminated yet, but they're pretty dang close. So there's that to look at, I guess. But you know, yeah, they're not eliminated entirely. But you look at them. They sit in the eighth seed. They're going to need a lot of things to happen in order to make the playoffs, but which I don't think is going to happen. But then you look over at the other side. You look at San Francisco. They clinched a playoff spot, so they're in. Um, they had the tiebreaker over the Rams, so all the Niners need to do is win their next two against the Bears and the Seahawks, and they get the one seed, and then they'll play every game at home for the rest of the year. So I think the Niners are in a good spot. I think we'll find out a lot about this team next week against Chicago. How legit they are. We'll also find out if the Bears are that good too, if they can keep playing consistent. But I'm intrigued to see how good the Niners can do this postseason. What's up, chat?
Yeah. In my opinion, I expected this game, to be honest, bro. I ain't gonna lie. The
Yeah,
Colts are last year's or this year's Saints. They're just not good. I was really high on them, but it's kind of similar to my expectations of where they'd be at now. Just not good. I mean, I don't think the Colts have a shot at the playoffs. I really
no,
don't.
I don't. Yeah,
Philip Rivers is mid. Uh, he's not the answer long term. It'll be interesting to see what they do in the offseason if they keep Richardson, keep Daniel Jones. I'm curious to see what they do there, but overall, I don't got much to say on this one. It's to be expected. I liked McCaffrey again. McCaffrey had like 40 fantasy points. He's
yeah, man.
one of the best fans or one of the best running backs. Period. So, um, like I've said a million times, if he does good, this whole team does good. And if he does bad, they do bad. So it's shown. Um, yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, you got a game that you want to look at?
Nah. Baltimore, New England. Let's see that.
Baltimore, New England. Okay. Yeah, what are you thinking on that one there? It's good, chat.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, bro, I think it's might be time to
Merry
rebuild if you're
Christmas,
the
Tracer.
Ravens. I
Wow. Okay.
seriously do.
Okay.
Um, you've lost a step on all ends of the ball, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Lamar is not the same quarterback, and
And he keeps
your
getting hurt too, bro.
your defense, man. I don't know what they need to do with their defense. They drafted Malachi Starks, but their secondary is still awful. Gave up 400 passing yards to Drake May. So if I'm Baltimore, man, I realistically don't even try. I scout these last 2 weeks if I'm being honest because I don't think they have a chance of winning. Um,
No.
so I would I would not push to bring back Lamar. I don't know. Does he have a concussion? What does he have?
He's got a back contusion.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bring it. I wouldn't bring him back for his Green Bay, even though Jordan Love's probably not going to play on Saturday. So I would put in
Yeah.
Tyler Huntley, in my opinion. Let him roll, and just see where your team is truly at in the future. That's the biggest thing with Baltimore is they really need to look at blowing something up, man. Either trading a couple players, signing a couple players. They just need to do something different because this was a season where, in my opinion, if they didn't succeed, I don't think they ever will. And that ship has sailed now. So I don't think they're ever going to get past the premier teams like Buffalo and the AFC anymore. The ship has sailed on that for sure. Um, Now on the other end, New England. I mean, Drake May, hands down the best quarterback in that draft class with Caleb Williams. I don't think he's going to win MVP, but he's something special. He ain't no Mitchell Trubisky coming out of UNC. I can tell you that much. Um, but overall, I don't got much for New England, man. They're a great team. They had a couple injuries. Robert Spalala was out, so they're still a little bit banged up, but they're still getting the job done. New England, so the AFC could run through them. So that's all I got. Dude, he has like 13. He's like fourth in rushing yards right now.
In the important parts of the game, he's just the confidence is gone. It's just not looking good for Baltimore. Very extremely disappointing year for them. Looking over at New England though, I was a little, I still am a little cautious with them due to their inexperience, but they showed a lot of fight, man. They showed a lot of fight in that game. They got it. They won the close game. They were able to come back within 5 minutes, 5 to 8 minutes at the end of the game there. So I thought that was really impressive. It's definitely clear to me now that New England is a top two team in the AFC. And I could definitely see them hosting an AFC championship game, and I could definitely see them playing in the Super Bowl. And I definitely think that they have a chance to contend for that in the AFC. Do I think they're going to win? I don't know. Probably not. I think the NFC will win the Super Bowl this year with the way that things are going. But Drake May continues to impress me a lot. Mike Vrabel's done a really good job. He'll probably win Coach of the Year, either him or Ben Johnson. But really impressed with them. Extremely disappointed in the Ravens, but that's all I got for that one. What's another game that we want to talk about here?
Did we fully discuss Seattle and LA? I think we did.
We didn't. We didn't fully discuss that one.
All right, let's do that.
You want to start that one, or you want me to?
I want to hear what you have to say.
Okay. Going into that one, that was I think last time, when they played the first time this year, I said if Sam Darnold doesn't have 4 turnovers again, I think the Seahawks win the game. They did not have 4 turnovers, and they won the game. However, though, Sam Darnold put them in a hole pretty bad. And it was the 2-point conversion that I do not agree with. I got to say that. I don't agree with that 2-point conversion call. Not the last one, but the one that made it an 8-point game there in the fourth. Didn't think that should have counted. And then you also look at a lack of lack of discipline from the Rams. And I think that's the struggle with the Rams. There's a lot of they're not a very disciplined team. They got a lot of outside stuff going on with Puka Nakua, going on live streams with Aiden Ross and all that stuff. I'm not going to go into that stuff, but it's a lot of outside distractions. Sean McVay was completely unaware of what was going on, so he doesn't even know what his players are doing. So that's just another thing to look at. Look over at Seattle. Seattle is the turnovers, man. It's the turnovers that are going to kill them in the playoffs eventually. But if they don't turn the ball over, I think it's Seattle's um, conference to lose. If I'm being honest, they are they're finding their run game with Charbonnet. But so yeah, that's I'm interested to see how both teams can can play come playoff time. But I would expect these two to match up in the NFC Championship game. I think they're just the best two teams right now in the NFC.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to argue that. Looking at Seattle though, they need somebody to make plays outside of JSN. I mean, the only reason why they won is because of Rashid Shaheed kick return. In my opinion, that shifted the game.
Yeah, I did.
Um, I mean, other than that, you would have got blown out probably. So that's that. I mean, their defense is awesome too. They were without half their DBs. Tariq Woolen was out. I think Julian Love had an injury. I mean, their defense is incredible. I love their defense. And I'm just still not sold on Sam Darnold, dude. We got to have a
Yeah,
discussion on
yeah,
him. I think he's not a good quarterback. Um, I really don't care that he came back by however many points. He threw like 2 or 3
that's right.
interceptions again.
Yeah,
He has by far the most turnovers in the league, and it's not even
yeah, that's
close.
not close at all.
Um, and I mean, if it wasn't for this defense, he'd be similar to Kirk Cousins of last year in the sense of
Yeah,
just being mid quarterback. I think he's getting bailed out a lot by this team, by this head coach, by Jackson Smith, and he's not. They're not going to be able to sustain it during playoff time at all. Um, if he throws 2 interceptions in the playoffs, they're losing. Guaranteed, no matter who they play. I'd even like the Panthers to beat them if he goes out there and plays like he did against the Rams because like
yeah,
you just can't throw that many turnovers and expect to win every week. You just can't. Um,
no,
so I wasn't impressed with Sam Darnold.
I was not either.
I was impressed with Matthew Stafford though. Matthew Stafford is probably the best quarterback in the league at this very moment. He threw for 400 yards once again. Without Devontae Adams, I mean,
Yeah, sheesh.
he was dishing it to Cody Parkinson, and Cody Parkinson had a couple of really bad drops. I mean, he did everything. He literally did everything you needed him to do that game. With how bad Cody Parkinson played, without Devontae Adams, he literally carried the team
Yeah,
on his back. So props to him, man. He's definitely the MVP. I mean, it's guaranteed after that performance.
yeah.
And
Unless he throws 10 interceptions in the next two games.
yeah, I mean, yeah, and then I'll briefly mention the defense of the Rams. I'm not concerned with them. What I am concerned though is that their defensive backs are kind of old. Uh, I mean, I think they need to draft a defensive back or two in the NFL draft. You got everything else, man. You got Nate Landman. You got Jared Verse. I mean, Kobe Turner. Like everything on your front seven's good. It's just your back four come playoff time worries me a little bit. Benjamin or Emmanuel Forbes, Benjamin St. Juice, I think plays for him. I mean, it's just not ideal going up against the JSN and even Ted McMillan in the first round, which I think who they'll probably end up playing. He's probably Tech McMillan is probably going to cook them in the first. Their DBs in the first round, so that's concerning. And I'm just there. That's just a brutal loss, if I'm being honest. And they got to bounce back too. They play the Falcons on Monday night, which we'll see how that goes. But
That could
that's
be an
that.
interesting
That's
game
a
there.
tough. That's going to be a tough game for them.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with how the Falcons' pass rush has been,
Mhm.
with those rookies getting after quarterbacks, man.
And with Kirk Chains balling out.
Yeah, I mean, and a healthier Drake London too, probably playing. I I could very realistically seeing them lose. Um, and if they lose, they'll probably be the 6th seed at that point. And
Yeah, they'll head to Philly again
yeah,
2 years in
that's
a
your
row.
season's pretty much
You don't want to go play
your
there. I don't
season's
care
pretty
how
much over
bad.
at that point
Yeah, I
because
don't care
like
how bad the Eagles are playing. That's a tough place to play.
there. I mean, it's such a big difference from playing Carolina on the road to Philadelphia on the road. Like it's like night and day difference
Yeah.
with compare those two teams compared. So if they end up losing to the Falcons, it's definitely a lost season for LA, quite literally. But I'm not concerned yet. Um, I mean, there's a couple things I'd nitpick at them. There's also a couple things I nitpick at Seattle, but overall, these two teams still have some work to do. But I think they could make the NFC Championship. Now, I like the 49ers over the Rams at the moment, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Going back to your point on Sam Darnold, I've never been high on Sam Darnold at all.
No, he stinks. There's a
Last
reason
year
why he
last
played for the
year
Jets in Carolina. Like,
that last
no
yeah.
good quarterback plays for both those teams.
Yeah, last year everyone was really high on him with the Vikings, and I said, "Just wait, man, just wait." He's playing against bad teams right now. Just wait, and then it showed in the wild card round. And then I said, "I told you so" to everybody. So I'm not completely sold on him quite yet. If the Seahawks win out though against two good teams, I'll be a little bit more sold. But Sam Darnold's going to have to just limit the turnovers, man. If Sam Darnold can limit the turnovers, the sky's the limit for this Seattle team, I think. And looking at the Rams, they're just, like I said earlier, they're just not a disciplined team right now. They got a whole bunch of crap going on. They just got to get it, figure it out, rally around each other. Sean McVay's got to lock it up. And I also think the sky's the limit for the Rams. And I'm anticipating this being the NFC Championship game, but I could easily also see the Niners making this as well.
Yeah, I mean, somebody's got to step up without Devontae Adams, dude. Watching those
Yeah.
wide receivers outside of Puka Nacua was brutal. I
Mhm.
don't know where Tutu Atwell was. I think Tutu Atwell still hurt. He didn't do much, if anything. Ferguson and Parkinson just had some good moments, but they kind of screwed Stafford over. I really don't. I don't really like. I just hate those two receivers, dude. Parkinson and Ferguson. They just they need to do better without Adams. Got to produce. So
Mhm. Ooh, what other games here?
let's do one.
Mm,
Let's do one more quick.
one more quick
Um,
game.
trying to think. I'm trying to think. I don't need like we discussed like the 325 games, all of them. And, like there was no good noon games,
Did
bro.
we
They
even
all
discuss
stunk.
the Bears Packers?
I think we did. Yeah, we did.
Okay. I mean, we can always do a preview to the game of the week this week: Giants and Raiders. Battle for the number one pick here.
I
That
mean,
game's going to be a joke.
we could talk. We could just skip the picks and just talk about like DK Metcalf or something real quick, since we're
Yeah, we
probably
should
not going
talk
to touch
about
on that.
that, bro. Because what the frick is DK Metcalf doing? Uh, these next two games for the Steelers are not gonna be easy. and you're down your number one wide receiver. I mean, I just don't know what bro is doing. And obviously, if the guy said something to him, that's not good either. But dude, have some self control, man. I saw he lost out on $45 million because of that, which is
Mhm.
insanity. Um, but yeah, doing that stupid. You got a game against a good defense, a pretty solid defense in the Cleveland Browns, and then you got to go play the Ravens, which is always a close game, no matter what. Doesn't matter who's playing; it's always a close game.
I
And
mean,
you
you're 9-8
decided
though,
they're
so
9-8, but they need one win. If they lose out and the Ravens um, win their next two, they're done. So, I mean,
realistically, so if the Ravens win
if
and
the
the
Ravens
Steelers
beat,
lose, it's for the North next
it's
week.
for the North in week 18. Hmm.
Mm, okay.
Which, yeah, so the Steelers have the Browns and the Ravens have the Packers. Now, obviously, the Steelers are in a much favorable week there, but the Packers will most likely not have Jordan Love. And is the game in Baltimore?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay. I don't even think it would matter. But I think that game's going to be pretty tight, if I'm being honest, because you got two backups playing for the season, really. Even though Green Bay is most likely in, Green Bay still has to win out too, or they just have to win one game. Now they'll probably do it in Week 18 against Minnesota, but still, the Ravens still got stuff to play for. And the Steelers, all you got to do is beat the Browns, man. That's all you got to do and you're in. Now, I'm not saying this is like DK Metcalf's out, so they're going to lose out. I'm just saying you're making it so much more difficult than it needs to be because he's going to go through 2 weeks without playing football in a football game to just jumping right into the wild card in 3 weeks. So I'm just like, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah, I mean, the Steelers' offense against the Lions too was just really weird. I don't expect Jalen Warren to do anything whatsoever again. Nowhere near his 200 yards, so that basically eliminated half your offense right off the bat against the Lions, and you're down your best wide receiver who gets like 20% of your touches. You lost Roman Wilson. Um, I think he's still out. Calvin Austin, I have no idea what he's been doing this season. Obviously, not much. So basically, that leaves you with Marquez Valdez, Scandling, and Adam Thielen, which is pathetic. So uh, I don't really see them scoring a touchdown with those two
With
wideouts
what
or
they
stretching
got,
the ball
man.
down the field. Period. Um, your only way to score any points would be Roman or not Jalen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell. And I just don't think they'll do that again. You can't expect those two guys to do everything every week. So um,
Yeah.
with the way the wide receiver depth chart is, and with just the overall impact DK has on the Steelers, I I'm probably gonna pick Cleveland. So at this point, so I mean that's all I got.
Yeah, I don't get anything else more, but yeah, so those are our just little thoughts on week 16, but we'll have our Christmas Day picks live tomorrow. We might have a special guest with Jonah. Might have his cousin making those Christmas Day picks, which would be kind of hype. Um, yeah, we'll get that out. No content will be out on Thursday on Christmas, taking the day off. And then Friday, we'll have our Saturday picks. is only 2 games, so it'll be short. But and then Saturday we'll have all of our Sunday picks as well, along with Monday Night Football. And then next week, with less traveling and stuff like that, we'll do a lot more. We'll talk about like coaches on hot seats and stuff like that. But
We
thank you
should low key
guys.
do
Yeah,
NBA Christmas picks too.
yeah, we
Predict the
should do that
Christmas
too.
game. Or we'll do it like
Yeah,
Christmas Day or something.
yeah, we can. Yeah, we can do that. Um, but yeah, thank you guys for watching us throughout this break so far. We still had a lot more that we want to do. Um, but yeah, be sure like, subscribe. Um, and we're gonna get some more content out for you guys in the next week and a half. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.